What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Kieran Racing. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. So I know I am. Racing program is definitely coming together, getting some new equipment in. Hope it's going to be a good one. So anyway, this is what I got. As I've told you guys on this channel in the past, my 73 Camaro is running the stock rear end, and they don't make a lot of parts to put a drive shaft sensor on. And I'm running a MSD grid with the ARC system, and with the ARC, it requires a drive shaft sensor. Every manufacturer out there makes something for the Ford 9-inch, but I'm not going to say nobody, but I couldn't find anybody that made anything for the 8.5. So I had to come up with something on my own. And I didn't have a lot of material laying around. I had a 1-inch 1/8-inch thick flat stock, and I welded something together. I'm going to take you guys up underneath the car and show you what I did, but today I want to show you guys how you don't need a welder to do what I did. All you really need is a piece of 1-inch by 1-inch 1/8-inch thick angle iron. No welder, just a grinder, a drill press if you have one, and maybe a file depending how anal you are. And if anyone knows me, they know I get pretty anal. I file everything. So, all right. So what this setup is this is a Strange Engineering 1350 yoke. This is their drive shaft magnet. Their setup. This is machined for this. And then this is a race pack drive shaft sensor. And I couldn't find anyone that made anything for an 8.5 Chevy 10 bolt. So I took 1-inch flat, figured out where my holes needed to be, and grinded and filed it until it fit just right. Drilled 2 holes in this web, 1/4 inch. And got another piece of 1-inch flat stock, and I TIG welded it up on the edge right here. But after I built it, I realized, I guess you could say this is kind of a prototype. You didn't really need to do all this. All you really needed was a piece of 1-inch angle iron, and you could have manipulated it around. So I want to show you guys how to do that on the bench with no welder. All right, here's the angle iron set up in my vise. It's 1 by 1 1/8-inch thick. I took my original template, laid it on here, traced it out. These are going to be my cut lines. This is an 1/8 inch from the edge. It's going to come up. The center of that X is where the hole is going to be. And then I did the same thing for the other side. All right, so here's the other side. It's going to be cut 1 inch shorter on the overlap. And I've already got those holes punched because I want to mount it up on my car. All right, like I said, all you're going to need is a 4.5-inch grinder with a cut wheel, maybe a file, and a drill press. All right, we're going to drill some 1/4 inch holes. I already got it all center punched. All right, second hole. This hole is supposed to be a 5/16, but we're going to drill it real quick with a 1/4 inch for a pilot. I'm going to switch over to my countersink bit because I like to chamfer these holes a little bit to clean up the burrs. All right, we're going to switch off to the grinder now. I cut this line off here. I'm going to cut this line here, and I'm going to keep it out 1/8 so I can keep my thickness. Do the same thing here. I'm going to hold out 1/8 and then I'm just going to cut this out. So let me get that set up. All right, here we go. I'm going to switch over to a flap wheel. Clean this up a little bit more. There's one on the right. You can tell I welded it up. 2 pieces. Worked all last season great. Here's the new one. 1 piece, no welds. I just wanted to show everybody you don't need to have a welder or know how to do it to fabricate parts. All made from cardboard templates. All right, we're underneath the car. I'm gonna install the bracket. Rough. Just make sure everything fits and lines up. Oh, nope, that's not right. I like this. Yes. Right, nuts. I'm not putting washers on yet because I'm going to be pulling it back out of the car. Make sure the sensor goes in. Alright, looks like success. Alright, 1-piece bracket. I'm going to pull this back out of the car so I can radius these edges. I hate sharp edges. I like nice round edges. When I make something, I try to make it look like either somebody built it for me or I bought it. Alright, this is how I usually radius an edge. Try to keep it simple. I just use washers so I can trace a line. Right here for this one. Center up the hole. Just trace around it. You get something like that. For this side. For this side, same thing. Just a washer. And trace it around. I usually start with a flap disc, and then I go to my belt sander to refine it. Oh, almost forgot that one. Almost forgot this one right here. Good. Just a washer. All right, I'll be right back. This one on the left is the one that I originally made. It's welded together from 2 pieces of flap. This one here is made out of 1 solid piece of angle iron. This is after it's been sanded, filed, sanded, and all the edges radiused. And the template's made from poster board. I bet you maybe I have $10 into this bracket. If you're worried about like weight, because it's made out of steel, you can make this out of aluminum if you want to. You could drill lightning holes all through here and over here. I don't really see the need. I'm gonna go bolt it up on the car so you guys can see what it looks like. All right, here we go. Put the sensor in. Make sure I'm oriented the right way first. Yeah. Okay, put that in there. We'll set this to the right depth when we get everything done. Washer. Lock washer. Keep telling people you don't really need anything fancy. People did things for centuries with just hand tools. You don't need to have everything CNC'd. I have a little tiny lathe over there from Harbor Freight. Thing must be 25 years old at this point. I do all kinds of stuff on it. I mean, look at that. Simple, easy, sturdy, and it works. Throw some paint on it. Never even know it was in there. All right, well, that's the project. That's the one I originally wanted to build, but I didn't have the material, what, about a year and a half ago. So just want to show everybody how simple it was. Everything was made with hand tools. If you don't have access to a welder, don't think that you're down and out. Just figure out another way like I did. I hope to have some track content coming soon. Quite honestly, I'm running out of ideas to show you guys how to build things. I have a couple other things I can show you, but I hope it helps you. Like I always say, get out in the garage, challenge yourself, think outside the box. You know, you don't need to be professional, you know, to have professional results with hand tools. All right. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. Do everything YouTube wants you to do. All right. See you guys later.